What happens when you have a smart home with unlimited power and you automate every minute of your day? Well, let me show you. Let's start a few minutes before I wake up. I am not a morning person. I've slept through more alarms on my phone than I can count. So to stop that from happening, my smart home knows when my phone alarm is about to go off. So a few minutes before the alarm turns on, an automation is triggered to open up the shades slightly. This will knock me out of hypersleep so I don't completely sleep through my alarm. But after I turn it off, I can still be lazy, so my smart home will wait a few minutes, and if I'm still in bed, which it can detect using the pressure sensor underneath my mattress, it will trigger another automation that will fully open up the shades, give me a slight insult,
read, get up and do something with your life,
and start playing music. This almost always does the trick to get me out of bed. When I walk into the bathroom, the motion sensor detects me and turns on the lights bright. That way I can see what I'm doing when getting ready. Now that my smart home knows that I'm up, it will automatically disarm the security alarm. That way it doesn't accidentally go off when I'm going on a run. And when I connect my Bluetooth running headphones to my phone, it automatically triggers an automation to start playing my running podcast playlist on Spotify. Plus, it sends my wife Allie a message that I'm going on a run. Yes, I even have romance automated. Then I just tap the lock on the screen to close it and I'm off on a run. Now that the weather has finally cooled off here in Arizona, I've got to take advantage of it. When I come back on my run, all I have to do is walk up to the lock, look at it, and it will scan my face to automatically unlock. This is so quick and convenient. The kitchen pendant lights are already on because they turn on nice and bright in the morning for my kids to see when eating breakfast. Then they go to a dim setting at 9 a.m. and stay on the rest of the day because that's what Allie likes. Then when I start to make a breakfast burrito, all I have to say is the Google wake word and Sports Center. This will kick off an automation setting the volume to the right level and start playing Sports Center on YouTube TV. It's nice to have this on in the background while I cook. After I'm done cooking and I sit down to eat, I realize it's a little bright in here, so I pull out my smart home dashboard on my phone and it automatically changes what's displayed depending on what room I'm in. So there are the controls for the shades right there and I can start lowering them. Ah yes, much better. Alright, it's time to get ready, so I turn on the shower and flip on the shower light. What that does is trigger an automation that will set a timer to let me know exactly when the shower water is hot enough for me to get in. It does that by turning the light strips green. And while the water is warming up, the speaker will announce what's on my calendar for today and what are my to-do list items.
Calendar events for today, video call at 11:00 a.m. To-do list items for today, automation B-roll, cleaning the toilet.
Great, cleaning the toilet. No thanks. Then the smart speaker will start playing music, which I love to listen to while in the shower. After a few minutes, the light strips turn orange and finally red when it's time to stop showering. That way I don't waste water and shower too long. Once I'm dressed and I walk into my home office, the lights immediately turn on from the motion sensor. Then if I sit down at my desk and wake up my computer, my smart home knows my computer just woke up, so it automatically turns on the fan underneath my desk for a minute. That way I can stay nice and cool since I can still be a little hot from running and showering. If I start a meeting with a video call, my smart home can recognize that since it knows that the camera on my computer is being used. The automation will lock the door so the kids don't run in here, turns the hallway light to red so my family knows I'm busy, and puts my phone in Do Not Disturb mode. Now I'm distraction free. Well, mostly. After the meeting, the camera turns off, which triggers an automation to turn everything back to normal. Hallway light turns off and my phone gets taken off Do Not Disturb so I don't accidentally leave it on all day. Time to go eat lunch. So when I walk out of my office, I don't have to turn off the light switch because the millimeter wave sensor will turn everything off for me. Oh, but the light strips in the corner are disconnected, so they're not turning off like they're supposed to. Well, no worries because my smart home can detect that they're offline and automatically fix it. An automation will reboot it using the smart outlet. That way it will go back online, turning off and on when it's supposed to. Yeah, my smart home self-heals. It's amazing. Walking into the kitchen, I notice a notification banner on the kitchen dashboard for a possible package. When I click on it, the live video doorbell feed temporarily shows up. And yep, there's a package on the front porch. And that automation for the banner to show up happens when my doorbell sees someone and the front door never gets opened. After eating lunch, I'm heading back to get some work done and I notice the light is on behind the plant. This turns on automatically from the sensor inside the plant, which can detect the soil moisture level. After giving the plant some water, an automation runs to turn off the light so I know the plant has had enough to drink. Without the sensor, this plant would definitely be dead. I need to add a real plant to my office because after working for a while, the light strips start flashing red from the high CO2 levels in the room. I used to have the fans automatically kick on, but this was getting annoying with filming, so instead, a big red button shows up that I can press on my dashboard, which will turn on the fans and open up the window shade. That way I can slide the window open to get some fresh air. With the window open and the fans on, the CO2 level drops very quickly. And after everything's aired out, I press the big blue button and the fans turn off and the window shades close. It's crazy how much more productive I am when there's less CO2 in the room. I'm being so productive that, oh no, I forgot to get my kids from school. Luckily, my smart home recognizes the garage doors haven't been open in the last 10 minutes and kicks off a notification to remind me. Opening up the door to the garage automatically turns on the bright ceiling lights, making it easy to get my bike and go pick up the kids. Yeah, I have one kid riding behind me and another in the trailer. It's quite the setup. Okay, I'm gonna try to squeeze in a little bit more work before dinner. One comment I always see on these types of videos is that the government and the big tech companies have so much information on this guy because of his home automation. But here's the thing, I try to keep everything local as much as possible. Privacy is a big deal for me, and that's why I want to mention today's sponsor, Delete Me. Quick question, when was the last time you Googled yourself? If it's been a while, it might freak you out how much of your data is out there for anyone to find, like your age, phone number, family members' names, and anywhere you've lived. I'm serious, and a lot of this stuff isn't even behind paywalls anymore. No wonder we get spam calls nonstop. But what really scares me are threats like identity theft and stalking. So clearly, keeping your personal data private is important, and that's where Delete Me can help. I signed up earlier this year by entering my information. That way they knew what to look for. And then Delete Me contacted those data brokers, the websites that are selling my info, and then they told them to remove my data. And I haven't had to do much more since the initial setup. Delete Me checks in with privacy reports every now and then, showing all the data they removed. I definitely recommend Delete Me and I'll keep using it. It saved me hours and it's like another automation working for me in the background. You can get 20% off US consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/smarthomesolver. Just use the promo code smarthomesolver at checkout. Shout out to Delete Me for supporting the channel. Now that I've gotten a little more work done, it's dinner time. So when the dinner button is pressed on the kitchen dashboard, of course it will announce on the smart speaker,
Dinner is ready.
it'll flash the kids' bedroom lights on and off, notifies me, and it automatically turns my phone to Do Not Disturb mode. That way I can focus on my family during dinner time. At sunset, the porch lights automatically turn on, and I know this is a simple one, but I love not having to remember to do this every day. When dinner's over, the Aqara FP2 sensor can detect that no one's sitting at the dinner table anymore and will automatically turn off my phone from Do Not Disturb. Or if I start doing dishes, which my smart home can detect because there's a pressure sensor mat right in front of my sink. If I step on it just after dinner, the lights turn bright so I can see better, and it will automatically start playing music so I can listen to something while doing the dishes. Plus, anytime I step on the mat at night, the lights will automatically get brighter, which is pretty sweet. And then when my daughter starts practicing piano, the lights automatically turn on for her when she starts playing because there's a vibration sensor attached to the piano. 20 minutes after sunset, all the lights change from a cool white to a warm white to help us relax better. Then if the kids want to go play in the backyard and the back doors open up, the lights automatically turn on for them. And if they want to play basketball, the smart spotlights automatically turn on, which happens when the camera detects a person on the basketball court. Whenever those spotlights are on, a special button automatically shows up on my dashboard. When pressed, the lights flash purple and orange, but not only that, the old Phoenix Suns warm-up song starts playing on the smart speaker back here. I love this automation. I wish I had this when I was a kid. Now it's time to give the kids a little treat because it's been a whole few minutes since their last treat. If the counter detects vibration, the lights automatically turn brighter so we can see better. Oh no, the kids are having a sugar rush, which feels like it's non-stop. So we turn on the TV to help us all chill out. And when playing a show, the lights automatically dim so we can see better, and when it's paused, the lights turn back up. Now it's the kids' bedtime, so the ceiling lights in their room automatically turn off and a lamp turns on for softer lighting. 2 business days later, the kids are finally in bed. And to make sure they stay there, Allie and I will hang out in the family room and watch a football game or something. If the kids get out of bed, the motion sensor in the hall sees them and turns off the family room TV so they don't see us watching it. Sometimes I like to squeeze in a little more smart home tinkering at night. So when I go into my office, instead of the lights turning on really bright, they automatically turn to a colorful scene. Kind of like a Blade Runner look. It's a lot more fun and it doesn't feel like I'm working as much. Now I can finally watch something in the theater room. So I press a button on my dashboard to turn everything on since it takes a little bit of time for the projector to warm up. I love all the lights in here. It's like a little party when I walk in. But once I start playing something, all the lights automatically turn off except for the light strips on the side turn to a dim setting. That way we can still see if we need to go into the kitchen for some snacks. Very, very healthy snacks. Once I'm done watching, I press the off button on the universal remote and it turns off the projector, amplifier, and all of that. But it turns on the smart lights in the room. That way we can see where we're going when walking out of the room, and after 10 minutes, all the lights automatically turn off. Now it's time for bed, and when we walk into our bedroom, the motion sensor turns the lamps onto a soft, warm light. Same goes for walking into the bathroom. That way the lights aren't so blinding late at night. And putting my smartwatch on the charger automatically triggers an automation, so my smart home tracks the Bluetooth on my phone now instead of my smartwatch to know which room I'm in. Then laying down on the bed at night shuts down the entire house from the pressure sensor underneath the mattress. It turns off all the lights, arms the alarm, and resets all my temporary input booleans so the house will be back to a clean slate for tomorrow. Not only that, but it will announce on my smart speaker if my next calendar event is before the alarm on my phone, so I know to change it so I can wake up earlier.
Everything turned off. But heads up, next calendar event is before your phone alarm.
And now I can rest easy knowing tomorrow will be another full day of home automation.
Reed didn't clean the toilet today. Reed didn't clean the toilet today.
I don't know. I think the automation has spoken.
Reed didn't clean the toilet today. Reed didn't clean the toilet today.